can I tell you a secret? Rejection is inevitable in this business. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your real estate bestie, and y'all, we are going to talk about the word rejection because, listen, it's a part of the business. I have experienced it, all of your besties have experienced it, but before we get into the video, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and why don't we share this video? Like, share it right now. And not only do I want you to share with your real estate besties, but honestly, anyone who is in any sort of business, because trust me, we all will experience the feeling of being rejected. And I'm just gonna give you a little food for thought as it comes to that today. So, friends, this is going to be one of those conversations where we have kind of a come to Jesus chat about what to truly expect as a real estate agent. I'm pausing a little bit and I'm actually laughing at myself because when I look back on, and I'm gonna be 100% transparent, I can look back to say when I got into this business, I did not have thick skin at all. And even today, I have to remind myself that some things are just a part of the business. And one of those things are overcoming objections, right? People objecting for whatever reason, and that feeling of being rejected. Like we want to serve, but for whatever reason, we are not in position or people aren't choosing us. So let's talk about it because I don't want someone to think that because it's hard in these areas that you're doing something wrong and you need to back out of the business. So let me just give you a little bit of context. I actually was having a conversation with a friend who is in a completely different business than real estate, but it definitely took me back to some of the feelings that I felt. And long story short, this friend was telling me, you know, she has a pretty successful business, booked and busy, baby. She is booked and busy. But because she has like scrolled Instagram and she saw that some of her past clients was using another service, she had a conversation with me thinking like, okay, am I making a mistake? Should I do something different? Because you know what, y'all, she was feeling rejected, right? She was feeling like these people aren't working with me, and because they're not working with me, although her calendar is busy with other people, she thought that maybe she should be doing something else, okay? And how many of us have felt like that? In her case, the clients were working with someone else, and we've had that, right? You've had that neighbor or that friend who has chosen to work with another real estate agent for whatever the reason. But sometimes it's just having those hard conversations, right? When a seller has objections or a buyer is telling you every reason why, you know, this might not be the perfect time for them. A lot of times because they just don't truly understand what their options are. But what we do, okay, is we internalize it and we feel like because we are hitting a point in the business where it's getting hard, where we're having to overcome and have these difficult conversations, does that mean I'm doing something wrong and I need to exit stage left? And let me tell you something. That's a whole lie, okay? And here's the secret. Here's the part that a lot of people don't talk about on Instagram when they walking slow selling houses, is that overcoming objections and sometimes feeling rejected, it is inevitable. But what happens is that a lot of times we take it so personal and we make the situations about us, when sometimes, okay, there is a time where we might need to see, okay, what did I contribute in order to not get this business? But sometimes it has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with us. True story, a couple weeks ago, I had a friend reach out to me, and I'm using the term friend loosely, but someone who I'm very well acquainted with reached out to me because she went on my real estate website. She was actually laughing because, you know, she went on my website to make an inquiry, and my team immediately started calling her, started following up with her about whatever her inquiry was, okay? Fast forward a couple months later, I know my team was following up with her, but she sent me a message to say, oh, by the way, I'm listing my house next month, and my realtor told me to invite every realtor I know to the broker's open, okay? Now, my first thought was, well, damn. Like, if I'm honest, that was my first thought. I was like, I know we were following up with you, but then I started beating myself up, like, okay, should we have followed up differently, or what happened? Or, whatever it was. But I responded to her very kindly. Oh my gosh, you actually pulled the trigger, you're moving. And I just responded and said, hey, and I would love to come to the broker's open. Do I know your realtor? To which she responded like, I don't know if you know her, but you should meet her. She's my great friend. I've bought and sold with her 4 times over the last 20 years, and, woo wop to bam. Now, she didn't owe me that, but you see what happened there? I was nowhere near a 20-year friend of hers, okay, literally. And I fully expect, like, if you're one of my clients and we done bought and sold together 4 times, I don't care if you meet Beyonce on the street and she's selling real estate. I fully expect you to work with me and not Beyonce, especially it sounds like this other agent has been pouring into that relationship, pouring into that friendship for years. But if I was to take that quote unquote rejection, right, as a sign that I did something wrong, then it is going to spiral me into a negative space, right? And then it's going to be hard for me to show up not only in business for the people that I am serving, but in other areas of my life, right? I'm going to feel like a failure, and I'm going to question everything that I do, and I'm going to second guess myself and all those things. When honestly, that rejection, quote unquote, it was just part of the job, right? It's just part of the fact that everyone isn't going to be for me for whatever reason. And as long as I'm clear that I followed my processes, then I don't have to be upset or overwhelmed because we can expect no's in this business. So I just wanted to give that piece of advice because I see a lot of people, and that's why I said in the beginning, this is a video not just for real estate agents, but really for anyone who's working with somebody. Sometimes, if you make apple pie, you mad because the mamas at the park don't want to eat it. But guess what? She might be, gluten-free and can't eat gluten. Like, it doesn't have to be about you. So I just want to say, especially those of you, I know I have a lot of real estate besties who are very new to the business, or you're thinking about getting in the business. I don't want you to be smacked in the face that first time that you have some conflict and you think, oh my goodness, I am horrible. Because you're not horrible. That's just a part of the job, okay? Part of the job is that there are going to be countless objections, countless things that we're going to have to think about. We're going to have to think about our clients and the way they're thinking, some of the problems or challenges they're going to face so that we know how to counteract those and we know how to help support them through that. And then there are also just going to be times where it feels like you're being rejected when in reality you just might not have been a great fit, and we all have experienced that. So do me a favor, I'm just curious, go ahead and drop a comment if you have ever felt this way, and if this was a good reminder for you that it's just a part of the job. Now, I do want to say this before I sign off though. If you find yourself continually dropping balls, right? It's rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. That too can be a part of life, but it also can be a sign that you need some additional supports in your business, right? So this is when you might want to think through, okay, what are my processes? How am I having these conversations? How am I following up? Do I need a coach? Do I need a team? Do I need to seek or invest in a different level of support? Because we don't want you just to only fall on your face, right? We should have some wins. Definitely need some wins within these challenges. And for some of us, it may take a little longer to start winning, but that's okay, right? Sometimes it gives us a great opportunity to look and figure out how do we refine what we're doing so that we can get success. So I don't want you to just be out here just continuing to fail and just be like, oh, that's just part of the game. It is part of the game, but sometimes it is a clue that we need to do something differently or invite some support into our situation. Now, if you made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe and listen. Speaking of different supports, y'all, I have come up with, when I think about business and I think about things that just work for me, 10 habits, right, that I feel like will help you unlock some success in this business. So head on over to rosemarylewis.com/habits, and you will be able to download this free PDF from me where I just really outline the 10 successful habits of highly, insanely successful real estate agents. All right, besties, I'm so excited that you spent some time with me today on this video and can't wait to talk to you next week. Bye now.